Morning, boys and girls. It's Monday, the 4th of February, 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom tour, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. And I'm not well today. Oh, listen. I have not a minor chest, but kind of this is up, very sore. Hurts a bit to swallow this morning. And my voice is sounding slightly different than it is usually. I do hope that it doesn't spoil your entertainment of this top, hardline, political-based programme. I really don't, my darlings, all right? But we must carry on. Because we are not millennials, that's why. We must carry on like mummies, brave little soldiers. Oh, yes. I'm not going to put a little message up. Oh, I've cut my finger. I can't come and do the show today. Oh, I've got a headache. I can't do anything to... my sore throat. I can't do it. No, we must carry on. We must forge forward. For the last time I took a day off because I was sick, 3 people committed suicide. That's how bad... how badly addicted my millions of viewers all over the world are. 3 people committed suicide because they couldn't see me. Isn't that strange and mysterious? It really is. So here we are this morning. The snow is fast disappearing outside. I think possibly we had a little bit of rain last night while I was asleep. But yes, disappearing very, very quickly. I must say it was very windy last night and early this morning. I'm looking out the window now. It doesn't seem to be too bad, but very windy. And of course, that'll blow the warmer air over. I've seen the weather already this morning. We're going back up to 10 degrees. I mean, it's a big jump. That will feel really warm. Yeah, I know it's only 10 degrees. If it was 10 degrees in the middle of summer and we'd just been experiencing like 30, then it would feel freezing cold. But because we've been into the minus here, and to go from minus to 10 in the space of a couple of days, you'll really notice that. T-shirt weather! I mean, have you done your bikini line, girls? Don't be coming out with the layers showing everywhere. Oh, no, dear. We can't do hairs. And the lads... don't think you're excluded from that. Nothing worse than seeing a little pair of Speedos and a stray hair sticking out from underneath. Not a pleasant look at all. Snow disappearing. It'll all be gone, I reckon, by the end of the day. Although there's a bit of ice still on the ground there. Yesterday, after I finished the show yesterday, I went to church and someone had their 50th wedding anniversary at church yesterday, which it's just something very nice about that. There really is. So the mass, we did the mass. The organist was playing again at the speed of a snail, unfortunately. I was trying to move her along because I've got a loud singing voice. I don't necessarily have to take a really deep breath. You know, like some people who go, and then they sing really loudly. I'm just like breathing normally and it's naturally loud. I don't know why that is. And I did try and sing, and pull along the organist, but I don't think she can hear me from up there. Never mind, I'm going to have a go myself soon. I'm meeting up with Father David and the parish secretary on Wednesday just to show them what I can do. I want them to know that I'm not a professional organist. You see what I mean? I have no confidence. I don't know why. There's certain things these days that I have no confidence doing. One of those is playing the organ, and the other, believe it or not, is DJing. Something must have knocked my confidence some time ago, but certain things I just don't have any confidence at all. Anyway, so the mass came and went, and right at the end, he brought up these 2 lovely people. One, the chap was in a wheelchair, and come up for your 50th wedding anniversary blessing. So they come up. And he does all the blessing and all that business. And then they turn around and we were just all clapping. And I had tears in my eyes. It's such a lovely thing to see 2 people just totally devoted to each other like that, who have gone on for 50 years. Of course, one of the things, I mean, I don't suppose, I don't think I've spent any more than 2 years with someone, to be honest. They get on my bloody nerves after a week, after a day even. So, and when you see people who are married for a long period of time and then one goes to another world, I can't imagine the loneliness of that. And I've mentioned this on the show before. if you've not been with someone for years and years and you're on your own all the time, yeah, you do get lonely. I get lonely sometimes, get a little bit lonely here, but it can't be possibly anywhere near as bad as being with someone for 10, 20, 30, 40, in their case, 50 years, and suddenly they're gone. That I cannot imagine how bad that can be. So in a way, people who are on their own are at an advantage in that way, aren't they? On the other hand, you know, it is a bit lonely sometimes, but that's just the way of the world, you know. I mean, I don't get too lonely, to be honest. I just come up and do a show. I just come up here and start talking to myself. Then I'm happy again. Good morning to Maureen. Maureen, you texted in early this morning. We hadn't even started the show, Maureen. She's well in front of you lot today. Good morning, Maureen. Let's see who's there today, shall we? Adam LaPlumber. Morning. Over on Facebook Live. I'm going to might be coughing a little bit this morning and clearing my throat a lot. Right? I've got a button here, so you can't hear me when I do that, and I'll try and push the button whenever I'm doing that, okay? Morning to Wayne Martin, who does DJing and karaoke and drives a bus. Ding, ding! Hold on tightly, please. Mind the door. Oh, no, that's a train, isn't it? Mind the doors. No one shouts mind the doors anymore. It's boring, because it's all self-service, isn't it? Mind the doors! Me and my mates, when we were going to school back in the 70s, we used to get a tube train from Putney Bridge to Fulham Broadway Station. I think it was only 2 stops. Isn't it? Putney Bridge, Parsons Green, isn't it? Fulham Broadway, isn't it? Isn't it just 2 stops? I think it's just 2 stops. And the doors were out. And we'd do it as well. Mind the doors! Like that. Just for a laugh. Well, we enjoyed doing it anyway. Heidi Oliver. Good morning, Heidi. Diane Jebb is in the house. Good morning, Diane. Adrian Richardson says, don't use British gas plumbers. Tip of the day, they can't even change a tap. Is that right? Are they not allowed to change? Maybe they're not allowed to change taps. That's not a gas thing, is it? Or is that sort of included in? Have you got some sort of insurance there, have you, or something like that? Morning to Mr. Gregorian. Morning, sir. Dr. Gregorian. Michael Pullman is in the house in sunny Australia. Good morning, Michael. Chris Manzar. Hello to you, sir. Chris Manzar. Alan Russell. Hello, Alan. Haven't seen you for a couple of days. Hope you're well. Hope you haven't been mugged. I thought you'd been mugged again, dear. Alan's been mugged a couple of times. And you're once on his bike, going towards Hackney, I think it was, along the river. Not the best place in the world, Hackney. You know, I'll stand here. Old Donald Trump, whether you like him or not, he did say about a year ago, there are certain parts of London you don't want to visit. He's absolutely right. Don't take any notice of that mayor, Sadiq Khan. Do not take any notice of him. There are absolutely areas where you don't want to visit in London because you get mugged and this sort of thing. That mayor bloke is lying to you. Absolutely lying to you. Donald Trump was right. Hackney is one of those places. You don't really want to go there, lads. You don't want to go there, all right? Thank you, Chris. Get well soon. I don't think it'll be around too long. It's not getting any worse than it was yesterday. It just might hang around a bit. Too many baked beans again. Well, funny you should mention baked beans, Adrian, right? Because, you know those big catering packs of great baked beans? I've got a couple of those downstairs in a cupboard that I bought from the tin shop up in Lincolnshire. We seem to be able to get through one of those in 2 days. Is that right? Because Saturday, I opened it Saturday afternoon, and I had baked beans and chips. And my mate had baked beans and chips. And then Saturday night, when I got in from work, I did some veggie burgers with baked beans on. And then yesterday, my mate came round again for lunch again. I did the same thing again, baked beans and chips. And then that was the whole tin. So that's 1, 2, 3. So you get about 5 tins worth out of that one tin. Now, is that value for money? I think it probably is, isn't it? Is that value for money? I don't know. I think you probably take more out of a big tin than you would do a little one. I just have a little bit more. So it doesn't last actually as long as a little one there. Strange, isn't it, really? Johnny Key, very good morning to Johnny Key there. Adrian, who you got loud singing voice? Very hard to believe that did you check out the Organist Bikini line as well? No, I did not. Not at her age, dear. Morning to Mike Cording. Oh, there you are. Wonder where you've been. Did you hear Gladys Knight singing the American National Anthem? No, I didn't. Is this on the Super Bowl? Was that on the Super Bowl thing? I've seen some stories this morning on the Super Bowl. I haven't pulled one out to tell you, but from memory, they had Maroon 5 and some other bloke singing last night, and it did not go down well at all. It was a very lacklustre. They were saying it was one of the worst performances half-time at a Super Bowl ever. So would you go along with that? What happened there, Mark? Do you know? Good morning to Ray Reynolds joining us there this morning. Morning, Ray. Over on YouTube, Claire is in the house. Good morning to Claire. Joanna's there. Hello, Joanna. JP, the Slumdog Millionaire, with us nice and early today. Hello, JP. All right. Weird City Citizen is there. That's nice how you talk to each other. You need to include yourself in tomorrow's birthdays. Don't worry about that. I will do. I absolutely will do. Morning to Peter Lake, who watched the show yesterday morning. I like your new jacket. I like the jacket today. It's spitting rain in Woodall Spa. No more snow. I'm not up there now for 2 months, unfortunately, Woodall Spa. I'm glad you liked the jacket yesterday. I'm going more along the colourful route now. There's one more that's coming. I can't believe I ordered these in November. I've got to chase up the other one. I'm sure there's one more, which is... Actually, no, I don't want to tell you what it's like. That spoils the element of surprise, isn't it? It's like listening to the radio. They've completely removed the element of surprise now. You never really knew what was going to be played on the radio next, did you? Until whoever it is decided to tell you what the next 3 records were. Yep, and playing next, it's Michael Jackson, Billie Jean. We got Kylie Minogue, Can't Get You Into My Head. And we've got ABBA with Dancing Queen. Coming next on 210 FM. A better music mix. Same old crap every time. No element of surprise at all. No, I'm not going to tell you what the new jacket is, but I like it. I like it. Claire's finally tried the corn steaks. Peppered steak flavour. Delicious. I knew you'd like those, Claire. Aren't they lovely? They're really lovely. And you'll find the vegetarian and vegan sections now in supermarkets is getting bigger and bigger as they go along with the things. Some people started eating insects. Oh, that's what I did. Now I was with last week. I was with who was I with? I was with great nephew George and great niece Emily. Now there was some sort of, was it a pudding? Or was it a dinner? I can't remember now. My sister did us a dinner or a pudding, something around there. And George says, "What's that?" And it was either currants or something like that. And I said, "It's fly pudding. Do you want some?" And George says, "What do you mean fly pudding?" I said, "It's flies, dead flies. Here, do you want some?" Like that. And Emily's come over. He said, "What is it? He's eating flies, Emily." He's 6 or 7 and she's 5 or 6. I'm never quite sure the exact ages, but they actually, it's so funny to tell children certain things and they believe you. They believe you. Of course, I tell them in the end, 2 weeks later usually. But I told them I was eating fly pudding. For weeks, they were convinced I ate dog food. Because one of the things I do, campfire stew actually, it's campfire stew, which is actually on at the moment downstairs in my slow cooker outside. I've got a little sort of, it's not a porch, but it's like a little entrance thing which is covered up. And I always put the wire through a little hole there and leave it outside the slow cooker if I'm doing anything spicy. Otherwise, the entire house fills up with this lovely smell, but you can't get out of it. Do you know what I mean? When I'm going to bed, I don't want to be able to smell chili and all sorts of spices cooking. So I put it outside all night long. It's undercover and all that. So that's bubbling away at the moment. Anyway, admittedly, when you take it out of there and put it in a bowl, it does look like dog food. And I convinced great nephew George and great niece Emily that I was eating dog food. And this is on the phone because I would show them when we do a FaceTime call. I would show them the meal on there. I said, "I'm going to bring some round for your mum." "No, you're not." "Yes, I am." And then, I don't know, a week or so later, I went up to my niece's house up in Lincolnshire, and I turned up at the door with a frozen campfire stew. And little Emily, I think she was 4 at the time, I'm trying to get through the door and she's physically trying to push me so that I can't get in. No, you're not giving my mummy that. My mummy's not having that. And Tracy, my niece, said to George, it's all right. It's not really dog food. And George said, he's 5, and George said to my niece, Mummy, he's trying to trick you. I love the way they think, children. Little children, the way they think. Last week I was up there. Was it last week or the week before? I think I told you. I'm sure I've told you this already. I started asking questions. Chris, why haven't you got a wife? And I said, well, I haven't. That's just the way it is. And have you ever had a wife? I said, yes, a long time ago, but not anymore. Oh. So you must be lonely then. Well, not really. Not really lonely, no. But you haven't got a wife. I know. Well, who do you sleep with then? Honestly, this is what George and Emily are saying. Well, I just sleep on my own. No, that must be really lonely. No, not really. And then George, completely out of the blue, came out with, is Ronnie your wife? And I'm like, no, Ronnie's not my wife. Well, what is Ronnie then? Ronnie's my best friend. Okay. Is Ronnie got a wife? No, Ronnie hasn't got a wife. He's got a boyfriend. A boyfriend? Yeah. Oh. And they're like that. And it's just amazing listening to the way that they ask questions, and they're trying to work out what's going on in their little developing minds, isn't it? I just love it. I love it. And the very fact that I now go up there, I can't for 2 months now, and I've dreadfully missed them. To go up with these questions and conversations, and the fun that I have up there with those children is just unbelievable. It really is. Last week I had them up on the settee and we were doing Ice Ice Baby, dancing on the settee. Ice Ice Baby. Bum 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 bum. A great song. Good morning to Glenda, who's in Pittsburgh, USA. Happy early birthday to my favourite English mega superstar. Thank you, Glenda. You are correct in every way there, my darling. English mega superstar. Hope you have many more birthdays to come. I hope so as well, Glenda. I'm a little bit worried, to be honest. I won't lie to you, Glenda, because about 15 years ago, and he might have been a little bit drunk or off his head on the funny cigarettes. I did try those once. About 25. Well, I was smoking at the time. No, longer than that. About 28, 29 years ago, I tried one of those funny cigarettes and I was as sick as anything. Never touched it since. It was awful. Oh, the smell and everything. And I ended up on the floor, collapsed. So never again. The things you do when you're young, innit, eh? Yeah, this bloke, he said, let me have a look at your hand. He said, oh. And I'm like, what? He said, you're going to die at 57. Well, I'm 56 tomorrow. It's a bit worrying. It could be my last year, boys and girls. But don't worry, for the funeral, I have already arranged United Kingdom Talk television cameras to cover the event in full. And don't think that's your see me the last to be there. I'm going to have a webcam installed in my coffin so you can actually watch me decompose before your very eyes. Isn't that exciting for you? I think it could be a reality show. Just imagine the coffin that Gemma Collins would have to go in. My God, that would be big, wouldn't it? A Gemma Collins coffin. Did you see her on Dancing on Ice last night? I just flicked over and she happened to be on. I've really lost my confidence. Silly old cow. Did you see her yesterday, honestly? Medical marijuana is legal here in PA. I didn't know that. Is it really? I think it is in a lot of countries now. And it's perfectly legal, of course. It's quite known in Amsterdam, isn't it? All legal in Amsterdam. Mark Cording. On the subject of Maroon 5, Yes was on Super Bowl and the hit show was rubbish. The lead singer ripped his shirt off and also teased a song only to have 3 seconds of the intro. Worst show ever in my eyes. Yeah, and that's generally an opinion in a lot of the papers this morning talking about the halftime show in the Super Bowl. I'd like to go to an American football match. In fact, when we were in Las Vegas, myself and my nephew, we were round the corner from the bowling, from the sports arena there, and we did go up to the day we got there. We went for a walk around Vegas, and there was loads of people everywhere. Why is there everyone here? Oh, there's a match on down there. Oh, right, okay. And I said to Jim, "Do you want to go and see an American football match?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll have some of that." So I wanted to go and see it as well. And we didn't go that day because it was so busy. And we went to the little window there a couple of days later. Have you got any American football matches on? Yes, only one on Saturday, but I'm afraid there are no seats left. I said, nothing at all, not even right at the back. He said, no, completely sold out. It's very, very popular, the older American football, so we didn't get to see one, unfortunately. But I would like to go to one of those. I'm not so sure. I mean, maybe I would get into the game as I watch it. I just want to feel the atmosphere. It's great to go to places and feel the atmosphere of these things sometimes, isn't it? Ray Reynolds says he's named the jacket that I wore yesterday the Crash Out jacket. Did you see it? Did you miss it yesterday's show? You can always catch it back up on the United Kingdom Talk player, which is youtube.com/Chris Reed in the UK. Type in any date there, United Kingdom Talk, and any date, and it'll come up there, all right? Hello to Katie Ann Patterson. Good morning. Thank you for the rose. Campfire stew, post me a bowl. No, it'll all leak out in the post, dear. Especially the way the postman chucked the letters through this letterbox. Morning to Timmy Thomas. Morning, Tim. Ray. Oh, there we go. You're talking to Ray there, are you? Let's have a look. Has Ray said something then? Hang on a minute. Ray. Naproxine works wonders. Oh, I had that once. Now, what was that for? I had something wrong with one of my legs, and they gave me this naproxine. Well, it sent me doo-lally. So I rang up the doctor. I said, "Is this supposed to happen like this?" I said, "I just feel like I'm off my head all the time." He said, "Oh, no, not normally, but I'll make a note in your medical records." Anyway, so I stopped taking it. That was it. It's my feet. Do you remember a couple of years ago I had trouble with my feet? I had inflamed tendons on the side, and it went on for like a year and a half, a year and 3/4. Really. And we tried everything. We had the physiotherapy, certain tablets, didn't have injections. I was told by the doctor, we can inject it. He said that will take the pain away for a while, but it will come back. I said, what's the point then? What's the point in doing that? No point in doing that at all. And anyway, as time went on, then we went on this naproxine stuff. And I persevered with it for about a week. But I found it made me lightheaded. I felt like I was on another planet. Right, so he said, okay, we'll stop taking that. So I did stop taking it. It didn't really seem to do anything. And then about 2 weeks later, I think I took another couple of those naproxine tablets to see what would happen. And then the pain just stopped. And then that was it. Like a year and 3/4, I kid you not. I was walking around with great difficulty. That was the year that I went to Florida with my nephew, and it was really painful walking around. It's the sides of your feet. That's where it was painful, and it was inflamed tendons apparently. And then one day I woke up and it simply had stopped. It's simply gone, and it hasn't come back since. So fingers crossed that won't happen again. Timmy says, Ray, naproxine works wonders. I take it in conjunction with morphine. About to have second surgery on my spine. Oh dear. Naproxine can bung you up though. Oh yeah, well I know about that one and all. Thank you very much. I had terrible constipation for ages, didn't I? Oh, it made me ill, that did. Thank you. Coffin cam. That's what we want. Coffin cam for. Coffin cam. Katie's watching Married at First Sight. Is that a film? I don't know that one. Mark Cording, last night Dancing on Ice, what a fix. Phil Schofield said before the lines opened she had got a whole week to practice. Dad said it should be called Standing on Ice. Well, she just about stand on ice. I did watch her dance last night. Weren't a lot of movement going on there, was it? The bloke who was with her seemed to be doing all the work, didn't they? Gosh, awful. Claire, funny texture, but they're very tasty. The corn steaks, you mean? Yeah, corn peppered steaks. Very nice. I'm very surprised at the price of them, though. Morrison's were selling them the cheapest at £2.50, but they're now charging £2.75. I don't know where the cheapest place to buy those at the moment. Waitrose, they're £3.20 in there. Remember, these are not dead animals. It's some sort of mushroom stuff, isn't it, corn, that they've mixed together and created somewhere. And I don't understand how they get away with charging £3.20 for two of those. Shocking, really. Paul and Lou said the texture just take a bit of getting used to. I'm very happy with it, to be honest. Claire, I love hearing about your great nephews and nieces. Ronnie Corbett did a great show with children saying things. Oh, yeah. ITV show, wasn't it? I remember that. That's some years ago. There's another one of the greats that we've lost. The great Ronnie Corbett, isn't it? Peter Lake, good morning. Peter, I said hello to you, haven't I? Good. Righty-ho. Right, I've done that bit then. Let me have a look there. Now, what have I got something else to do here? I'm sure I'm missing something here. I don't know. I seem to be missing something here. I don't know what I'm doing this morning. Anyway, so after church came back here. I picked up my mates, went over to my mate's house to visit his sick cat. His cat, one of his cats, lovely ginger thing, has recently had a brain tumour removed from his head at great expense to my mate. Fortunately, he's got the insurance. But the way his insurance works is that you've got to pay out first and then claim the money back. And he's right on his credit cards up to the limit at the moment, him and his other half. But nevertheless, the cat is recovering fairly slowly. Of course, I'm not up there all the time, so I can see leaps and bounds in its recovery. And it's now walking around and it's trying to assert its authority again. Because, of course, this was the cat that was in charge. It was never a particularly happy cat. It always... It didn't like attack you or anything like that, but it didn't really like to be picked up and hugged and anything like that. But it's got like 3 states of personality, this cat. Especially now. It seems to have the personality more now than it did before the operation. And its states of personality are hungry, angry, and very, very angry. And it doesn't really get that angry with humans. It gets angry with other cats. Now, my mate's got 4 cats, and even its own brother, it doesn't appear to get on with them at all. If they come too near, he simply attacks them, the other cat, the sick cat. So it's coming along slowly. My mate has had to do a lot of looking after with that cat, clearing up the mess everywhere because it just goes everywhere. But that's just one of those things. And I've got to say, and I said before, that cat doesn't realise how lucky it is. A lot of people wouldn't have bothered with that. But he's had to clean the house all the time, the carpets. But now it's started now to use the litter tray. It has started to use the litter tray. So fingers crossed it will continue to recover like that. He had to take it up to vet hospital the other day for a final checkup, and they said they don't want to see him again. They're happy with everything that's happened. And the vet said to him that you two have got to start living your lives again now and stop worrying about the cat. Just let the cat get on with it. Right? They've done the whole recovery thing. It's coming along slowly now, and they've got to leave the cat to recover on its own rather than mollycoddle him all the time, you know? All right. Katie says, love cats with attuned. Attuned. What is attuned? I don't know what that is, attuned. I love cats. I absolutely love cats. You know that. So that's the cats. We had lunch at mine yesterday, as I was saying to you. Baked beans and chips we had. And then we went over to Aldi, did a bit of shopping in there. I went to sleep, got up, and I thought, well, I better not go swimming. I'm not feeling quite up to it. But I woke up and I thought, no, force yourself to go swimming. So I put on my boots. There I am walking on the ice and the snow. The pavements last night were very, very icy. Really icy. But I've got these boots. I can't remember not caterpillar. Something else. Boots rather than trainers, because trainers are absolutely deadly on ice. You are all over the place on trainers. So I've got these boots with, the things on the bottom, the proper, not spikes, just boots, normal boots like DMs, similar to DMs. I can't remember what the name they are now. Give me a name of a brand of boots, will you? I'll try and remember what they were now. So I've put those on, and they're not too bad on the ice, but I walked mainly through snow, which in itself is a bit of a task, isn't it? Every time your foot goes down in the snow, you would pull it out of the snow again. So walk mainly through the snow and that. Got up to the pool, hardly anyone in there at all. So I thought, well, I'll do 20 lengths. I managed to do my 60 lengths. I got out and had a lovely shower. Lovely shower at the swimming pool. Came back here. On the way back here, I walked on the road. I walked on the side of the road facing the traffic. And I had my mobile phone, so I had the light on the mobile phone. Very, very important, actually. If you're walking along a road, for whatever reason, always walk towards the traffic. And if you've got any sort of light at all, put it on and just hold it in your hands, right? It's not for you to see. It's for them to see you. And let me tell you, when I'm up in Lincolnshire, there's no street lights. None. It's absolutely pitch black. And I've been coming along by the river up there, and suddenly you see this light in front of you. Oh, is that a car coming along? And you get closer, and it's people walking. And you would not have seen them without that light. Especially if you're going around a corner, suddenly they're there. With the light, you can actually see them. So always, always have a light if you're walking around when it's pitch black like that. All right, my darlings? Got back here. I did my campfire stew. And then I watched a film on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called. That's the trouble. I'll tell you the scenario is there's a group. It's an RAF type film, planes shooting down German planes, them shooting down our planes as well. And there was a Polish contingent. They'd already lost their country to the Germans, as had the French and everyone else. It was just us left standing, as usual, And the Polish had come over and they wanted to be fighter pilots. And they had already been their own fighter pilots. And they didn't want to do the training. They just wanted to get in the planes and start fighting the Germans who had taken their country from them. But the British said, no, you've got to do the training and all that. And then they went up there and they turned out to be really, really good. Really good. Anyone know was it called Aircraft or Airplane? Something like, has anyone else seen that film? Can't remember the name of the film. Anyone else seen that on Netflix? It was on last night. Airfield. Was it called Airfield? It might have been called Airfield. Can't remember. Highly recommended. It's a very good film. I've not quite got to the end of it yet. I shall probably watch that this morning. I can't see me going to swimming today. Not while I'm like this anyway. And have a watch of that, okay? Now, talking to Netflix. Oh, hang on a minute. Timberlands. Thank you. That's the one, Heidi. They are Timberland boots. Timberland boots that I've had for about... Actually, I think I bought those back from Florida, so they must be about 4 or 5 years old. It's always a good idea. When you're buying clothes, spend the money. Don't buy cheap, because they just don't last. I've got some of the shirts I wear on this programme are like 20 years old. It really is worth spending the money on an item, especially when it becomes to boots or something like that. So I've got a pair of Timberlands, which are down here, which I was wearing last night. Thank you, Heidi. I've got a pair of Dr. Martens, which I keep up in Lincolnshire, because they're a bit more long on the... They're not like high, but they're a bit longer on the ankle, and can be a bit muddy. And, of course, waterproof there. There we are. And Weird City Citizen said, yes, Timberlands. That's right. It was Timberlands. Did you put your hook up in the shower yet at the swimming pool? Yes, I did. I meant to take a photograph of that. Of course, I won't see it now for 2 months. I think they're going to put in permanent hooks in those showers up in Horncastle anyway. Adam says, I love the way the children said, is Ronnie your wife? It's amazing how they distinguish that you are in the male in relationship that you are to friends. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's funny that it's just the little things that children say to you, because they're inquisitive. They want to know about things, don't they? Except they don't want to know about my dinner. They don't want to know that I eat dog food for dinner. Dr. Martens are the ones I've got up there, Katie. That's right. Good. So, talking of Netflix, some very good news. I don't know how many of you watch Netflix after I keep recommending it time and time again. It's one of the funniest things on Netflix is Dynasty. And the good news is we're on series 2 at the moment. They have just agreed to make series 3. Or the Americans say season 3. So that's really good news for Dynasty fans. Season 3 is going to be filmed and on our TV screens, I would guess, next year. We're on season 2 at the moment. And they release one a week. I must admit, I quite like that. I quite like the fact that they release one show a week rather than putting the whole lot up there at once. Because I honestly do think you lose something by binge watching box sets. There's nothing to look forward to. You see, you sit there, watch the whole lot I suppose some of these programs, you can watch the entire lot in 24 hours, can't you? And then it's done. I do like the old way of doing things, one show a week. You remember when Doctor Who used to be in like 6 parts of a story, and they'd finish a part on a cliffhanger, and then you'd be back there next week to watch it all again, rather than giving it to everyone at once. So they do release a Dynasty every week, and at the moment a Star Trek every week. If you saw the show yesterday, you will know that the last episode of Star Trek 3, I think 4 is already, it's just come out today. So I think number 3, fantastic episode. And right at the end, a reappearance by the Emperor, who is totally my favourite character. It's a woman, and she's totally my favourite character on there, of kind of Asian Chinese appearance. She's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Also coming on Netflix in June, if you liked the first lot of Lost in Space, that's back in June. So looking forward to that. And Without an E. Now, I know Adrian likes that. And Without an E, that returns for Series 3 in July. The Crown returns for Series 3 in December this year. And I did notice a film on there advertised called The Grand Budapest Hotel. Now, does anyone know what that's about? Is that worth a watch? I just saw it come up earlier when I was looking up this stuff for you. The Grand Budapest Hotel. Now, is that like a comedy thing, like the Grand Marriott Hotel or whatever it was called, with all those wonderful stars? Dame Judi Dench was in it. And the other lady I like. What's her name now? The elderly lady. She's got failing eyesight, unfortunately. Judi Dench. What's her name? Dame Maggie Smith. That's it. Maggie Smith was in it as well. She was in it. And some of the fellas in there. A wonderful, wonderful film. Comedy film about pensioners that go abroad. Now, is the Grand Budapest Hotel like that? Does anyone know? Or is it something completely different? I don't know. Good morning to my nephew, Gary Butler, joining us this morning. Morning, Gary. Hope you're well. Gary Butler. Gary, if Stacey wants to collect her plate and thing before I get back up there in a couple of months' time, if you want to go into my caravan, it's on top of the microwave, okay? Don't forget there's no water, no gas or anything on in there, so don't turn anything on, for Christ's sake. Waste my gas. All right, so if you pass in there, you might want to go in and pick that up, okay? Weird Citizen, is Dynasty remake a comedy? Absolutely, yeah. It is a drama, but there's so much funny stuff in it. You need to watch it from the beginning, Series 1, Episode 1, and you need to give it 3 episodes to get into it. You'll watch the first one and you think, oh, I'm not sure about this. Then you watch the second one. It is hilarious. And I think you're on the same level as me, Weird City Citizen, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Dynasty, okay? Dynasty on Netflix. Great program. Talking to Netflix, I noticed that there was a story in the paper the other day that a lot of people, I mean, literally thousands, are dropping their BBC television license now in favour of Netflix. Now, I don't know how that works. I thought if you had any way of receiving BBC television, whether it's through a television or internet, I thought you had to have a license. So I'm not quite sure how that works. I do know, and we've seen this in the papers a lot, if you don't have a license, they tend to keep coming round and knocking on your door and wanting to come in, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. But there are quite a lot of people now dropping their BBC license in favour of Netflix and the Amazon Prime. What's the other one? Oh, there's another one coming along soon, Apple TV. So they're all at it. They're all at it. So I don't quite know how that works. Katie says, is Anne with an E have new episodes? There's 2 series on there at the moment, Katie. I really enjoy it. I haven't watched it for some time, and I haven't got to I haven't got halfway through the 2nd series yet, to be honest. It's a great program, just like Little House on the Prairie. Very, very similar to that. And if you like that, you'll love it. It's very warm, and it's just nice to watch. There's no swearing. There's no sex. It's lovely to watch. And that's how I like my television, to be honest. I don't go along with all this shock television business of people bonking on the blooming telly and snogging each other's face off all the time. That's not for me on the telly. I want to be entertained. And with an E will do it for you. You'll enjoy that, Katie, all right? Good morning to Sheryl Pierce. Morning, Sheryl, whose birthday it is today. Oh, you've popped up there before your birthday. Good morning, Sheryl. Happy birthday to you, dear. Happy birthday. Sheryl is one of my great nieces, Olivia. She's one of her full-time carers. Olivia's got quite a few medical problems. She's just got a new bed incident. This electric bed. Wonderful, dear. So now she doesn't have to stay in the bed all the time. She comes out on this bed. She can be wheeled around, and it's electric. You push a button, zzz, up and down. I've ordered one myself. Won't have to get out of bed anymore. They should do a fully electric bed, shouldn't they? So you don't have to get out of bed. Oh, my God. People will get lazier and lazier and lazier, wouldn't they? They absolutely will. They'd just be going around on their beds, ordering something, and never have to move again, would you? Yes, happy birthday to you, Sheryl. Heidi, I tell you what is good, Chris. The Haunting of Hill House. Don't know that one, The Haunting of Hill House. Haunting of Hill. That sounds good as well. Do like a horror. Sheryl, the Marigold Hotel. Yeah, that's the one with the pensioners in it, isn't it? Yes. But I've seen another film on Netflix called The Grand Budapest Hotel. Is that a similar thing, or is that? I bet it's something completely different. Oh, hang on a minute. What was that hotel that was done over by terrorists? Was that? It might be a terrorist film, is it? The Grand, where people were held hostage and things like that. Oh, I think that might be that hotel, mightn't it? Probably something completely different to what I was thinking about there. Gustav, I remember about the TV license fee. The law used to be if you owned a television, you had to buy a TV license. But a computer is not a TV or an iPhone. So technically you could watch online, not own a TV, and so not pay for the license fee. I'm not so sure about that. I think... See, you can watch the telly through a computer. I need to double check that, because I have a feeling if you've got iPlayer, then you need a TV license. I wouldn't. I personally, there's a couple of things on the BBC that I like. Holby City and Casualty. Holby City, wow. That's worth just having a license fee for. Holby City. Jack Naylor. We love Jack Naylor. If there was anyone I wanted to operate on it would be Jack Naylor. Because she takes risks. There's a lot of people alive in this day and age because they've been on an operating table and someone said, oh, well, that's it. And then someone else has said, no, let's try this. But here die. Well, if we don't, it'll die anyway. Let's do it. And they've taken the risk and saved a life. That's Jack Naylor. Wonderful. Of course, she's just an actress, not a real person. Do you know, there's so many people in the world, they go around and they think these are real live things. But there are certain things that are documentaries that some people think are actually they think they're a story. Take, for example, Star Trek Discovery. That is actually a documentary. Did you know that? There are, at this moment, starships such as Star Trek Discovery flying around in outer space, searching out new life and planets for us to destroy after we've finished with this one. Sheryl Are you 40 yet? I don't know. They've had a row on there. Look, Johnny Key, when you go onto BBC iPlayer, you get a dialogue box asking you have a TV licence. Yes, Johnny. Yeah, that does happen now. That does happen now. I'd be very cagey about not having a TV licence. Mine renews on the 31st of January, so I've got mine now. And it's going up. Is it going up £4 or something like that? Which is, come on, that's nothing, is it? Stop bloody moaning. Something goes up £4 like that. Don't moan, please. Don't moan. Timmy Thomas, The Haunting of Hill House. Many versions. I prefer the Zeta Jones, Liam Neeson, Owen Wilson version. I don't know that one. Don't really know that one. Oh, there's my mate. There we are. We were just talking about your cat earlier. There's Ronnie. That's my mate there. He's saying hello to everyone there. Vile Stew. Are you coming round for some later? It's nearly done downstairs. My Camp Viles. He calls it Camp Vile Stew. I love it. Paul and Lou, I need to watch Dynasty. It sounds like a good laugh. It's Oh, please try and watch it. It's very, very funny. It's very funny. There's a particular scene. I'm not going to tell you the exact scene, okay? But there is a particular scene. I think it's about halfway through series 1 where they're at a funeral. Okay? They're at a funeral and two of the leading ladies row in it. And that's all I'm saying. It is hilarious what happens. You've got to listen to the lines in the show. Don't have your mobile phone on or anything like that. Concentrate and watch the show. And you'll hear all the very funny lines that are in there. It's so good. It's so good. Adrian, I hope the Starship comes to Bracknell. They love to watch your show. They will invade us after watching it and put in a space white warning sign, don't go near Bracknell aliens. Would that be like one of those signs that they put? You know when they mop the floor? Wet floor. You know the amount of pointless signs there are. Wet floor. And you're looking down and there's water all over the floor. We know that. Or the best one, which my mate often refers to, when you're on a motorway sign and there's a sign on. Sign not working. I mean, how stupid can you... Sign not working. But it is working. It is working. Isn't it? Never mind. All right, let's do some stories. We've already referred to Gemma Collins this morning. She broke down in tears. Did you see it? Oh, how I laughed. Oh, my confidence is really not... Oh, dear. In the Daily Mail this morning, Gemma Collins broke down in tears on Dancing on Ice on Saturday night, boys and girls. Sunday night, I beg your pardon. Sobbing the trauma of last week's fall has shattered all her confidence. And there she was. I watched her. Sorry, you're over there. I watched her. And she was supposed to be an evil witch. What did she look like? I mean, where on earth they found that costume from, I do not know. Possibly something from Millet's camping wear or something like that. It looked like one of my old my old scout camp patrol tents, you know, which 8 boys could get in and go to sleep for the night. Or even possibly a little bit bigger than that even. She had to be consoled by Hollowillabooby after receiving the lowest score of the night following her performance to Look What You Made Me Do by Taylor Swift. Dressed as the evil queen, and didn't she look evil? Every inch of her, every foot of her. Gemma said, through sobs, her legs had turned to jelly. Yeah, we saw that last week, love, when you bounced up off the ice. That's jelly. What do you mean your legs were like jelly? The whole of you is like jelly. You're like a big pot of jelly, dear. Do something about it. She felt paralysed with fear as soon as she took to the rink with her partner, Matt Evers, who looked like he had too much makeup on as well last night. Ahead of her routine... Oh, we've got to do the makeup show, haven't we? Ronnie, are you still with us? We've been requested to do a makeup show. We've got to go and buy some makeup and try and make ourselves up. We'll do it live. Oh, absolutely. We'll do it live. Ahead of her routine, Gemma relived the moment she face-planted the eyes on the live show last week during her videotaping. Last week, it was really all going to be too good to be true, and then disaster struck. I was so embarrassed. Why is it always me? She sobbed. Stupid cow. Who's keeping me going is the support. I'm going to crack on and keep going. My mojo is coming back. But I watched it last night. She hardly moved. I mean, if that's their idea of ice skating, I really don't. It'd be like me getting on my bicycle and just standing there waiting for something to happen. She didn't move. Didn't move. And yes, I do actually feel sorry for her when she fell over last week. I felt that fall. I absolutely felt that fall on my face. I felt so sorry for her. Has it changed my opinion of her? No, she shouldn't be on the television. There is no talent. Bring back It's a Knockout, dear. Obviously not with Stuart Hall, the paedophile, but bring back It's a Knockout. That was a good programme. I could do that. And a very good evening to you. Welcome to It's a Knockout. Of course, I wouldn't have dolly girls either side. I'd have nice lads with muscles. Possibly some of those that work up at the various swimming pools that I use. I'd have lads on there. And what's girls? No, get rid of them, dear. We'll have 2 lads there. Yes, let's make it a bit more gay-friendly. It's a knockout. All these alpha males walking around thinking they're running a place. Dear me, do me a favour. Let's have a look here. Good. Ray says my state pension will go up by about £3 a week in April and the TV licence goes up 4. Yeah, not £4 a month, Ray. £4 a year. Don't give me that one, mate. Your state pension goes up by £3 a month and the licence is £4 a year. I think you can afford that. Let's just work that out. So £3 a year. So that gives you times 12, 3, that's 12, 20. That's an extra £36 a year you're getting. Don't spend it all at once. And out of that extra £36 a year, you will be, did you say £3 a week? Oh, hang on a minute. £3 a week in April? £3 a week? Not a month? Who's giving you all that money? I should be straight on the phone to Teresa afterwards, dear. Pension's going up £3 a week? Christ, you're earning more money than me. Not even working. What happened to all that stuff about, we need to make it pay for people to work in future? You're getting more money than us, people who are working. Dear me. You might want to word that. My state pension will go up £3 a week in April, and he says the TV licence goes up 4. He doesn't say £4 a year. You crafty old git. So that's £3 a week in April times 52. So that's 3. That's 50. That's £156 a year. Your pension. So £156 a year. Your pension's going up, and the TV licence is going up £4 a year. I think that's pretty good value, don't you, Ray? Just think, with that extra money, you'll be able to have wholemeal rice instead of white rice. I think we'll have to introduce a door charge for Monday nights. Get me a little bit of a raise in there, dear. Morning to Tay, who's made it to Florida. Tay's gone to Florida for a holiday. Much warmer than not so sunny South Carolina. Yes, when I went to Florida with my nephew, I think we went in January, and it was nowhere near as cold as I thought. I think we got to about 70, 72 degrees some days. A little bit colder at night, but we had a wonderful time in Florida doing the Disney and all. Oh, I loved it. It's got to be one of my best holidays ever. We did go to Vegas, and we had a good time there. But I would say out of the 2 of them, I would go to Florida again. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And spending the time with him as well, of course. Adrian, GC is a BBC woman. What's a BBC woman? I do like a BBC, Adrian, but not like that. I think you know what I mean. We do like a BBC, Adrian, don't we? You can find them all over the internet. Just have a look. Katie, if she has a partner, then there's hope for me. What, on the dancing on ice? I wouldn't do any ice skating if I were you, Katie. Very dangerous. I don't want to do ice skating ever again. I hate it. Hate it. A makeup show. 2 pigs in lipstick, says Paul and Lou. Yeah, we're going to do a makeup show. I've never done makeup, you see. Never done it. Never, ever done it. And there's this queen on the internet, on YouTube, who has millions and millions of women following him. I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you were watching the show a couple of weeks ago, but there's this lad on there, and he's got all the makeup on, And he's got millions of followers, millions of people watching his videos, right? And what makes it even more special is that he's completely blind. And yet he manages to make himself look with all this makeup on. So I think me and my mate, we should do that. I've got a few things lined up as it happens. A little restoring show. I'm going to do a little restoring show. That'll probably be recorded, that one, because it requires little time lapses and that sort of thing, okay? Can you turn your volume up? I'm about to brush my teeth. No, turn your own volume up, Adrian. Turn it up yourself. Or put us on a computer, on a proper amplifier. Are you trying to watch on a phone, are you? Oh, dear. No volume on a phone, is there? Tay says, trying hard to enjoy our wedding anniversary. Happy wedding anniversary to you. Lovely. But my mum was taken into hospital in the UK late last week. Diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in multiple places. Ugh. King's Mill Hospital staff. I don't know where King's Mill is. Do you mean King's College or King's Mill? I don't know where King's Mill is there. Paul, yes, he caused chaos in Birmingham. That was the bloke who did the makeup. He went to open a shop there or something, didn't he? And it caused absolute chaos there. My mate is still going on about it. Took him 4 hours to get home. Poor old you. Poor old you. Now, talking of BBC programmes, you will want to keep your licence fee because Poldark, producers, has hinted at a possible return for a middle-aged Captain Ross after saying Series 5 is going to be its last. Now, we've had Poldark now. Can you believe that this is the 5th year it's been on? Where does that time go? Doctor Who fans, you remember for years and years we didn't have Doctor Who. You remember that? It was cancelled. We never really knew why. Didn't make sense. Well, it's been back over 10 years now. Unbelievable how this time passes. Again, in the Mail this morning, it says the 5th and for now the final series of Poldark is set to air later this year. But the BBC's show writer Debbie Horsfield and producer Karen Thrussell are hoping to produce another series focusing on the life of a 40-year-old Ross Poldark. The duo behind the successful drama revealed the news at the Radio Times covers party on Thursday, admitting there is still some way to go before they exhaust the original source material. There are 5 more books we could do in the future, possibly, said Karen. If we did a Poldark 6, and a lot of us would like to do it, it wouldn't be for a few years yet, so there might be a bit of a gap there. She added, Ross would be in his 40s, and I think we'd probably focus on Ross and Demelza because we love them so much. Oh, we do. I love the programme Poldark. The books are really great. I think for me, it would be a real honour to finish them because the 1970s series of the same name didn't finish them. They stopped where we are stopping now. And as a reader of the books, I would love to get to the end. So that's good news. So we might get this. This is going to be the final series of Poldark this year. And as I say, they're talking about doing another one or doing some more, perhaps a little bit later with Ross in his later years. So that would be excellent, wouldn't it? It really would. Okie doke. Any more messages? Nice and quickly this morning, boys and girls. Tay says, Mansfield. King's Mills Hospital is in Mansfield. I don't know anything about the hospitals up there. But I'm sure it's very good and they do their best for your mum. Tay, remember, it's never over until the fat lady sings. That's a saying we use here in the UK. Things turn around. I've known of people with terrible diseases or cancer. You better call the family in. And then suddenly it turns around. Always remember that. There's always hope. Always hope, okay? Until it's over, there's always hope. So you keep that hope going. And your mum as well. Keep that hope going, all right? You never know. Things turn around unexpectedly. Tim, reading the papers this morning, and apparently I'm going smart as I have early onset dementia. So I'm coming into 21st century at life. Yeah, because that's a new thing, Tim. And Tim always likes to keep up with everyone else, you see. We never had dementia. I never heard dementia mentioned by my parents when I was a child. It's a new thing. So Tim, although slightly older than a lot of people, including myself, wants to keep up with the youngsters in having one of these new form diseases, haven't you? You've got to laugh at it. My lovely, lovely friend, non-Irish Mary in Ireland, she was expecting to be gone by October. She's still here. She's fighting. She's on holiday at the moment. She's had a bit of a brain tumour on there, and they're trying various different drugs and things like that. Well, she's still there. She's still there, and she laughs at it. She jokes about it, and that is how to deal with something terrible like that. And like I just said before, things turn around for no reason. All of a sudden, whatever you've got is gone. There must be some people watching this today who have had that, who have seen that happen with other people who have had something. Oh, it's really sad, you know. And then suddenly you get the call, good news, there's been an improvement. And then 2 days later, they're out of the hospital or whatever it is they're in. Remember that. Always keep that hope up. Always keep that hope up, all right? All right, let's do today's birthdays then. As I said earlier, it's Sheryl's birthday today. Hello to the lovely Sheryl Pierce. Happy birthday to you, darling. Gary says you're 40, so we'll go along with that, Sheryl. 40 years old. Sheryl is today 38 years old. I've got to tell you, Sheryl, it's so true that life begins at 40. Some people, you know, some of the youngsters are, oh, you know, you're old now and all that. I wouldn't want to be 20. Absolutely not. There is no way I'd want to be in my 20s again. A terrible time in my life. The 20s. Oh, my God, I didn't know what I was doing. So happy birthday to today, Sheryl. Another 2 years and your life will certainly begin at 40, okay? Happy birthday, Sheryl. Carol Coogan Parlante, good morning to you. Happy birthday, Carol. Eric Crispin, a lovely Frenchman that I know. He employed me for a number of years to go and DJ in France and Italy at alternative holidays. And I did DJing, when I was doing DJing and hosting on a microphone and all that business at some of the Club Med resorts. So happy birthday to you, Eric. And I shall never forget those jobs. Wow, to be doing a job like that and being paid for it and fed and housed, just amazing. Thank you, Eric. I really enjoyed working with you, not for you, with you. Absolutely loved it. And Richard Lee Cumming is today 34 years old. So happy birthday, boys and girls. Let's sing you a little birthday song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Isn't it strange? My sore throat appears not to have affected my singing ability at all. Isn't that strange? I mean, if I may say so, I think it sounds even better than it does normally. You know, because I am, if you're watching elsewhere in the world, I am one of the UK, if not the UK's best known singers, as well as being an international megastar. You come over here, you know, go through Heathrow Airport. Do you know Chris Reardon? And everyone will say, oh, hey, you know Chris? Like on a personal, it's amazing, really. I can't go shopping sometimes. I can't go. I have to wear a mask, you know. I have to wear a mask in the shop. There's a couple of masks you don't really want to wear, you know, in case you get attacked. A Jeremy Corbyn mask is very, very undesirable. I mean, people start getting... I did try with a Jeremy Corbyn mask the other day while I was going shopping. And I found people kept stopping me in the street and trying to give me money and things. Like I was an old tramp. Funny, isn't it, really? And Michael Jackson, that's not really a good mask. Or a Rolf Harris mask. You don't want to wear a Rolf Harris mask. No, not a good idea at all. All right? So naughty this morning. Claire, my aunt. You mean your aunt? Did your aunt turn around, Claire? When was she really? I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know, Claire. A little bit more information there, Claire. It says your aunt. I'm assuming you mean your aunt. Did she turn around with something? She had some sort of illness. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get the answer to that because I'm going to go. But never mind. Perhaps tomorrow, Claire. Perhaps tomorrow. Thank you. That's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining us, boys and girls. Absolute pleasure to talk to you as always. I don't think I'm going to go swimming today. I'm going to try and take it easy. Perhaps I'll have a shower shortly. I feel better after a shower. and then have my camp vile stew, which has got an awful lot of chili and spices in it, and generally that kills off anything bad that's in my body. Although keep away from me, I may well have garlic breath today. Garlic breath today. Paul and Lou, I want a Jacob Rees-Mogg mask. Well, that won't work, Paul, because you don't have the accent. You know, I'm assuming you talk really common. Paul, you got and thank you very much. Actually, look up Jacob Rees-Mogg on the YouTube. He's got some really good videos up. People have done videos, you know, of him answering questions and that. He clears the floor with most people, I have to say. He's quite a good talker. Mark might be coming in tonight. Thank you, Mark. Highway to Hell, please, Mark. Stick to your rock songs. Let's get some rock songs. You're so good at the rock songs rather than the musicals. You are a rock singer, mate, and you do it very well. Let's have Highway to Hell and Bat Out of Hell, possibly. Do the Bat Out of Hell one first because it's a bit long, and I like to get the long songs in right at the beginning of the night because people are really pissed off when you get to the end of the night. There's 10 minutes to go and someone's putting an 8-minute song. They don't like that. Colin does. Who does that? Colin seems to do that quite a lot. I've got to keep an eye on that. Paul says I talk Brummy. Yeah, I rest my case, Paul. I mean, what are any of you saying up there? I don't know it. It's just another language, isn't it? All righty, don't worry, Claire. That's all right. You can't type today. I tell you, when I'm typing on a keyboard, for some reason, when I'm trying to do a colon, or no, is it a what's that thing? Apostrophe. Whenever I'm trying to do say something apostrophe S, whenever I'm trying to do that, for some reason, I always hit the semicolon. Always. Now the keys are next to each other. But I don't know why that is. I always seem to hit the semicolon whenever I'm trying to do an apostrophe. Anyone else do that? Mark might bring me a cake tonight. No, don't worry about a cake, Mark. God's sake, dear. Don't worry about a cake, my love. You just bring yourself along and sing me Highway to Hell, please. And Bat Out of Hell and Highway... No. Highway to Hell and Bat Out of Hell. You can sing all the hell stories tonight. All right, thanks ever so much, gang. Enjoy your Monday, and hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching and listening. If you're around tonight, I'll be hosting karaoke at Central Station Bar, which is in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, boys and girls. Starts at 7:30 and goes right the way through until 11 o'clock tonight. So Central Station karaoke tonight, starting at 7:30 and finishing at 11 o'clock. If you want to sing, get there before 10, okay? By about 10 o'clock. Bit early for that. I haven't finished yet. Dear me. By about 10 o'clock, we've run out of spaces to sing. So make sure you get in by 10. If you get there at 7:30, you will sing twice. You'll probably sing 3 times. You might even sing 4 times. Okay? If you get there at 10 o'clock, you'll be lucky to sing once. All right, but so many people come in the last 20 minutes, and the bullshit, the crap that they give me because they're too late. Oh, come on, please let me sing. I'm a really good singer. And then they send their friend, and it'll be a little group of them, 4 of them, usually. 4 of them. One person will come and ask, you'll turn them down because the list is full up. And then they will go and tell their friends, he won't let me sing. Incorrect. There is no more room for anyone to sing. And the only way I can put you in is to take someone else up. Oh, but they've already sung. Yeah, and they've been sitting there since 7:30. So please, if you're ever going to come, make sure you're there by 10 o'clock at the latest to put a song in. You'll get 1 song at 10, probably not 2. Okay? You get there at 7:30, you might sing 2, 3, 4 times. All right, so it's up to you, whatever time you want to get there, my darlings. Thanks ever so much, gang. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again, hopefully, sometime tomorrow. Have a good Monday. Bye-bye now.